All right, this is the moment we have all been waiting for. You really want to see how well this product works, right? Well, let's take a look. This is Jeannie. Of course, you know Jorge. Now, Jeannie is a very busy person. She's 21 years old, and she likes to do a lot of things. She hangs out with her friends. She doesn't have time to get ready and put on all the makeup, and she's pretty without it, right?
She's beautiful. And what happens, Linda, you're gonna find out that there's a lot of girls out there that believe that less is more.
That's true.
What does that mean? They don't wanna have like foundation, liquid foundation. They don't want to put concealers. They don't want to put, what you call it, like conventional powders. They want one step that does everything for them. So I'm going to show you how a skin like her, who's totally, I call it truly oily, in 5-7 seconds, we're going to do the following. All you do is, with your fingers, you're going to put it on and apply it like you're applying a little cream.
Right.
There's no rhyme or reason method. All you have to do is you're just gonna apply it in downward motions, and in seconds it takes away the shine, it takes away the oil, it takes away that greasy look. This oiliness is for probably about 7 hours. That since you woke up,
it builds up.
It builds up.
Yeah.
As you sweat, as you walk around, as you come in and out of your house, and the bank, and the school. I'm gonna show you in 7 seconds. We went from super oily to super flat. Remember, Skin Innovation has no powder, no talc, no rice, no corn. Nothing that's gonna make you look cracky, aging, pasty, cakey. Look at this. If we can get a zoom and show you what it's doing.
You can already see the difference.
In this side of the face, you see shine, you see oiliness. It doesn't look so clean, right?
No.
In this side, you see a perfectly porcelain-like finish, almost like a second veil, like a new skin. But guess what? No makeup, no pigmentation, nothing. Look at this now.
Such a difference.
Look
so
at here.
Noticeable.
You see a couple breakouts, right? You see big pores, big shine. Not very clean. Look at this side.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
I want to ask you about that though. When you put Skin Evolution on, you can put it on as many times a day as you want, right? Will it cause acne or damage your skin?
No, because in this case, in Jeannie's case, it's actually going to help her with the salicylic acid and also the camphor as an antibacterial ingredient. So when she has it on, she has a second line of protection. So if she's actually using what you would consider an acne line, this is the perfect item for her to use. Why? Because the salicylic acid, the camphor, will help make sure that she has no more breakouts and pimples. So why look like this, right? When in 7 seconds, you can look like that.
And that's how fast it works, 7 seconds.
7 seconds. I mean, if you see a little more shine, just put it around the eye area.
Let me ask you about how you're putting it on. You're using your finger. Now, what about getting oil from your finger onto your face?
Nothing.
Okay.
I always say, as a makeup artist, I like to work with my fingers. But it's up to you. It's like liquid foundation. You decide whether you put it on with a sponge. We're giving you a sponge, but I like to use my fingers. Yeah, I think the product also lasts a little longer. But it's up to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just make sure your hands are clean, and you can go from shiny, greasy, big pore, not so clean, not so fresh, to totally the opposite in less than 10 seconds.
And you can look fantastic for 12, 14 hours, whatever you need.
This kind of girl is the kind of girl that I call, she's more, simple in her makeup.
Right.
She wants to just wake up in the morning, do her hair, put a little gloss, a little mascara, and she's ready to go.
Low maintenance.
Low maintenance, because she's going to university, because she's, she has a part-time job,
Right.
and simply because she still doesn't want to be bothered. She doesn't believe she needs to cover up her skin with, tons of makeup.
Right.
So this is one of the things you can use with Skin Innovation. It's a clean, fresh, matte. This is what I call, this is the magazine look you see on the teenagers kind of look, right? Clean, simple. Mothers, fathers, run to the phone. If your daughter, 13, 14, 12, wants to start wearing makeup, you want her to use Skin Innovation. You don't want her to use the foundation and the powders and the concealers, because obviously it's important for her to have that, the self-esteem. You know how kids are so cruel.
Absolutely.
She doesn't want to go to school looking like this.
No, they'll call her grease face or something like that, right?
Right.
You don't want that.
No, so she doesn't want to go and be, face the world with this kind of look when she can face the world with this kind of look.
Big difference.
Amazing.
And I'm looking at her and I'm thinking about all my friends because we talk about it. We share the same problem with the oily, greasy skin, right? We spend so much money on products and none of them work, to be honest.
Linda, I want you to touch her face, her skin. Touch it. Does it feel dry? Does it feel
feels
dusty?
so smooth.
The silicone is going to give you a moisturized, very, very, almost velvet-like finish. This is not powder, remember. No corn, no rice, no talcum, nothing that's going to make you look dry. So again, if she was to be normal to dry, she could never have this look with powder because she would look actually older even at that early age of 21, because what the talcum is going to do is going to dehydrate the skin and create what? Dryness, right?
Right.
But in the opposite side of the spectrum, in the case, because she's more of a combination oily skin type, if she was to use conventional powder or loose powders, once she sweats again, right? Once she perspires again, it becomes what? Cakey, pasty,
and
orangey,
unattractive.
not so clean. So look at it again. Why it look like this when in 7 seconds she went from greasy, shiny, dirty, not so clean to matte, opaque, fresh, clean in 7 seconds? One color for everyone. You're gonna see it in all the demos. We're not gonna tell you by the light, by the medium, by the tan, by the dark. From the darkest to the lightest, from the most dry skin to the most combination skin, Skin Innovations would do all you need.
Right.
Right.
We're talking all ethnicities,
Correct.
all different ages. So it could be teenagers, it could be people her age, my age, our
Anybody.
parents, and it could be men too. Let's talk about that because
You know what?
men don't wear makeup,
They don't wear
but they
makeup.
get shiny, especially the bald-headed guys.
We're doing a guide coming soon. Don't stay tuned because there is a guide.
Okay.
Mail.
Perfect. Thanks so much.